Hey everybody, welcome back to Rattle Can Rehab. Today we are working on the glorious 72 Chevy Nova project. Got a lot of stuff planned for this old girl. Let's see how it goes. Looks like a list to me. All right, guys, so this is stage one list. This is kind of all the things that you want to do before stage two. If that makes sense. I'm sorry, that was dumb. All right, so metal fab. We got a lot of metal fab to do here in the blue. Green, it's a very simple one. Glass. We just need to take the stickers off of it and clean it, and first clean so that we can tell what's going on with the glass, make sure everything's in ship shape. We don't have any chips, cracks, things like that. We need to replace a windshield or something like that. Seam seal. This is a while back. I put floor pans in this car. They were pretty bad. They were pretty Flintstone style. You know, you could use your feet as brakes, which was good because the brakes weren't very good on this car anyway. They used to lock up all the time. Also going to fix that problem. But we're going to do the seam sealing before we go into any further because I don't want to have to do it when there's a transmission, all kinds of stuff in the way. So we got seam sealing underneath the floor pans. We got firewall. We got to do some seam sealing, but we have to do some metal fab before we can get to that. In this video, I really would like to get the glass cleaned, get all the stickers off of that small part, and then the seam sealing, I'd like to get under this car. So we are going to have to build some ramps or wheel cradles or however you want to say it to get this car up off the ground so I can actually get under it. I'm a pretty big guy. I want to be comfortable when I'm under there. I don't want to have, car crushing my chest while I work. Also, easier to film if it's higher. So we got to work on that today. My goal is to get the seam sealing done and get the undercarriage kind of cleaned up and ready for undercoat, or even get the undercoat done. We might get that done in this video too. These right here, this is brake lines and fuel lines and all that stuff. That's going to be in the next video. We're going to be getting that knocked out. This also is our parts list here in the black. So these are all parts that we're missing and that we need to purchase to get the certain systems on the vehicle done. So we have suspension, brakes, body, and interior. I didn't even bother inventorying interior because we are missing just about everything. We have probably 20% of the interior, and it's not in good shape. So we're going to be redoing the interior fully, and that is going to be a much later video, guys. So this is just a general parts list. So the things we're going to be focusing on are the suspension and brakes because those are the things coming up. This is on the list of things to do. I mean, kind of. I didn't really write it down, but whatever. That's not the point. We're going to get it done, guys. Let's get started. All right, let's do a quick walk around. The windshield looks fantastic. Wing windows, vent windows look great. Side glass. We do have a sticker here that I made when I was going through my Gothic phase. That was a depressing week. All right, so here's the back glass. My brother put this Celtic cross on years ago, thinking it was cool. This is why we don't let 16-year-olds control the world, because they make bad decisions. We also have the Edelbrock sticker, guys. We all went through that phase where you went to Kragen Auto Parts, bought an air cleaner because you knew it came with a free sticker. You put the sticker on, never put the air cleaner on, but you knew by doing that you had gained 10 horsepower. The rest of the glass looks like it's in fantastic shape. And let's get started, guys. Let's get it all cleaned up.
All right, everybody. So this is what you're going to need to clean stickers off of your window. This right here, but this is a razor blade. So you're going to scrape it off. You're going to use some moisture too. I always recommend putting water on before, and you'd be surprised how that water will penetrate that sticker and get behind it. It works really well on tint, just to keep that in mind. Works really well on tint. Stickers, it works as well, just as well. So cleaning the windshields, the initial clean, we're going to be using Quad Aught Steel Wool. I call it that. It's 40 steel wool. You see right there, 4 zeros. It's the one that's red. It works best, but use lots of fluid. I use glass cleaner. And just make sure you do it very, very wet, and it will come out looking like it's brand new. And I know you're thinking, steel wool on glass? That doesn't seem like a good idea. Probably right.
All right, we're going to do a little bit of a comparison here. So this is the side that I did not clean the inside. Mind you, I cleaned the entire outside of the glass with just glass cleaner. This side, we actually did the steel wool. But you can see how that looks comparison to that. And guys, mind you, that is just 10 minutes of work. Normally, a piece of glass like this, you could spend 20 minutes on and get it pretty good. I would say 30 minutes if you really, 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 really want it nice. But yeah, look at that. I mean, if you get in close here, you can see I wasn't able to get in here because it's too tight. So one of the reasons why we're going to pull that glass and the rot over there. But you can see if you get up close, you see a little bit of the water spots. So it could definitely use a little bit more work on the outside. And that's as simple as that, guys. It looks sharp from far away and it looks pretty good up close. Put a couple more minutes in, it'll look really good up close. All right, so just another little comparison. This is the driver's side window, and we just got done cleaning the passenger side. Woo! Man, it's a cheap, easy way, guys, to clean your glass. It works every time, all the time. In the video, you saw me using a razor blade to scrape a little bit. That's because we had some paint overspray on the outside of the car, and you might be able to still see it. And there's a couple dots that I missed, little black dots. They're hard to see. But, I mean, this thing is just nice and pretty. Look at that. Nice and pretty. Look through that one at the shelf. Yeah, it is like brand spanking new. So cheap, easy way to clean your glass. How I've been doing it for years. It works well. All right, everybody. I'm not going to bore you with making you watch me clean the rest of this glass. I will just show you the end result. Making you a deal right now. I'm probably not going to follow through. All righty. So we got the rest of the glass cleaned up. Let me chum. Hmm. Let me think about that for a second. Let me show you the results. All right. So on this front glass, you can see there is a lot of there's a lot of scratches and a lot of other things happening here. So it is blistering at the bottom there, you can see, and it's got some pretty decent size chips and dings and stuff. You can see those. So the windshield is not in the best shape. We are also not restoring this car. So I know I haven't told you guys yet what the plan is, but we are not restoring this car. So I think that glass will be fine. And my brother down the road, if he would like, can definitely replace it. What I am going to do though is probably polish that glass to get the scratches out. The little dings, that's probably going to happen. So you can kind of see a little bit. It's hard to tell, but little baby dings, nothing major. But the rest of it, as you know, came out pretty good. So the back glass, like I said, I'm pulling. So I didn't clean the other half, but it's all nice and shiny. Oh, so pretty. Oh yeah. All right, guys. So that was that process. Now I need to do some cleaning on the interior. I will get back to you. We got the wheel cribs built and we got the car up on them. Now it's nice and comfortable. I can get under there and get some work done. We're going to go under there and start cleaning, and we're going to get the seam sealer in. Let's get started. So we got some of this cleaned up, got some of the big old chunks of grease and stuff done. Now I'm just going to go back to these seams right here. You see where these two pieces of metal overlap? That right there is where we're going to be putting the seam sealer. So I'm going to clean up the edges a little bit, make it so that the seam sealer actually can adhere. And yeah, it's been fun laying under this, by the way. Good times. All right, so we got the seam sealing done. Let's get under the car and let's take a look. All righty. That was a lot of effort I just put in right there. Okay, so we got some of the seam sealing done. You can see up in here, all that fun all the way up. It's hard to do this. There we go. All right, so we got some of the seam sealing done, and it is drying right now. Now, we're going to get in here and prep these surfaces and get them all ready, and we're going to shoot some paint. This is what you've all been waiting for. It's even in the name. You ready for this? Are you sure? Let's do it. Look at this. Here it is. We're going to finally get into doing some rattle canning, guys. So this is the stuff we're going to be using today for the undercoating. Rust-Oleum acrylic enamel. This is automotive grade, and I use double coverage all the time for paint and other projects and other fun stuff around here because for the price of the paint, man, it really lays down thick and it really puts a good coat on and is very durable. I am very impressed with Rust-Oleum. So I use it very often. This, though, I picked up the other day, noticed it said automotive grade, and acrylic enamel is always a good thing. We want it to be a little bit tougher as the paint that's going to be going under the undercarriage. We want to paint it for multiple different reasons. We live in California. We don't have to worry about salt on the roads or anything like that. So we don't really have rot and rust. So a paint is just as good as actual undercoating. The other reason why we're painting is in the future, if we ever want to do upgrades on the suspension and do anything back here, I don't really want to deal with having to sand off and strip undercoat. And if you've ever done that, you totally understand why and what I'm saying here is it's miserable. So we're going to be using the paint and it'll make my life easier in the future. It will look sharp, it'll look classy, and yeah, I'm excited. Let's test this stuff out. Mind you, Rust-Oleum is not a sponsor. This is just one of the many paints, as you could tell, that I use and I enjoy. On that thought, they could be. Send me paint! I need to come up with a better way to shake these. Ah! All right. Ah! All right. That should be ready. All right, so here is a section is still drying, but I like it. It lays down really well. So far, pretty impressed with the automotive grade. Obviously, we still have some more to do and probably put a second coat on, but I'm liking it. This is just the semi-gloss. This is the semi-gloss. You can see up here where the old, it had some undercoating that was not coming off, so I prepped it. And yeah, man, it's sticking. It's doing really well. I'm pretty impressed. So as you can see, we finished up the undercarriage. Obviously, we have a lot of work to do still with the rear end and all the other components under there. But just want to let you know that paint did work really well, dried and looked great. This is going to be it for this video. We appreciate you watching. Thank you for all your support, and we will see you on the next one. Huh. If only I knew what these symbols meant. Guess we'll figure it out.